Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game EleGaNt versus SIMMONS. This game taking place here on Echo Isle version 2.2. We have EleGaNt spawning as the green night elf on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, SIMMONS has spawned as the blue human player over here on the top right. I say spawned as blue or spawned as human, but it is a random choice, so EleGaNt still does not know what race SIMMONS is until he does a little bit of scouting. Thank you for the kind words. I'd probably go gray in my first year as president and, well, not do my job very well. Everyone wants to be in charge, but then again, very few people know what to do while in charge, and me being one of them as well. I don't know if I inspire people to do the right thing, but thanks for the vote of confidence anyways. Let's go ahead and break things down in this matchup as SIMMONS opening things up with a barracks, dual farms, and now the Altar of Kings. I point that out because it looks like it will be a tavern hero coming in from SIMMONS. So an unorthodox opening already. We'll have to wait until that 2-minute 15-second mark to really see what the hero of choice is going to be. He will be going up against a Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter is a nasty hero if you need mana on your hero, and that if nasty hero to go up against if you need mana on your hero because of that mana burn. Now, we know that a lot of Night Elf players have been opting to go for Immolation early on, as it does speed up creeping fairly well. Let's keep a close eye on all of that as Immolation now making its way over. Are we going to see perhaps some Lightning Shield or something to that effect as the Wisp now making its way across, perhaps trying to higher up, and it is going to be the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Forest Troll Shadow Priest quickly getting picked up here, and now, well, Footman trying to do a little bit of engagement. No mana burn. Demon Hunter not quite sure what to do yet, doesn't have a skill as of yet, and now going after that Peasant. Still, we should be looking at a hero, and it is going to be a Naga Sea Witch first. Demon Hunter Naga Sea Witch first here on Echo Isle version 2.2. Now, it should come as a bit of a surprise for SIMMONS to go ahead and try to go for that Naga Sea Witch first, as Militia now making its way across. Do we see a lumber mill here? No, we don't. So no lumber mill. That is a lot of peasants. Are we going to be looking at an arcane tower? That is the question. And one thing to note is that a lot of Night Elf players do often go for this Ancient of War down here, a little bit out of position, and also they're often, well, have tanked a lot of damage and are not able to really crank out any units. There's also only 2 Moonwells, with a 3rd Moonwell and a 2nd Ancient of War being placed down too. Immolation coming online. We're looking at some cold arrows being applied down to these other targets here as the Naga Sea Witch, down to 123 hit points, tries to retreat back. Alright, Arcane Tower should already be upgrading here. Peasants perhaps going to try and get in some repairs. There is some repairs, but remember, these scout towers have light armor while under construction, meaning that they take bonus damage from these archers and that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. On top of that, the Demon Hunter is still dealing full damage as well, but for some reason we still don't see Immolation being activated with all of these units here. A lot of shadow melted units are trying to hide right now as this Arcane Tower looks to be completed. Demon Hunter still going after the Naga Sea Witch, 87 hit points, trying to retreat back away, and it does regenerate hit points rather nicely, but may not be able to outrun that Demon Hunter, down to 76 hit points and still trying to, well, get away, as we see that the tower has been taken down, and, well, SIMMONS has to come back with a different strategy instead. Are we going to be looking at Boots of Speed? We should be getting Boots of Speed. There's that Boots of Speed. I believe the Demon Hunter also picked up Boots of Speed, and now the race is on. Naga Sea Witch still able to move around the map fairly nicely, as the Naga Sea Witch actually stopped for a split second and got allowed the Demon Hunter to close in on that spot. All right, we're going to see some cold arrows. There's a little slither through, and now trying to make his way all the way back home. 32 hit points. That regeneration is rather slow. Demon Hunter going to be able to get off another slice here in just a second. This is not good news at all. And now trying to dive on in here, going to try to make its way through here as the Demon Hunter and Militia now activate here. Are we going to see some cold arrows and some beautiful pocketing right there as the Demon Hunter now finds himself on the wrong side of this engagement? Is he going to be able to get his way back out, forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal? Meanwhile, the Ancient of War down to the south actually lost, so some big production loss there too. Renegade Wizard will end up falling. Demon Hunter gets to level 2 after all of this craziness with those boots, with Boots of Speed still ready to go. All right. Coming back down to the south side here, Militia gonna clear out this Renegade Wizard creep camp. Should be able to do that very quickly. Needs to pick up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Without a Forest Troll Shadow Priest, that Naga Sea Witch is not going to have any easy way to heal up during the early portion of the game. Now, we also need to see some Scrolls of Regeneration, as well as many Footmen and Militia have taken large amounts of damage, and you don't just want to feed experience off to your opponent. All right, a second Circlet of Nobility being dropped here. I thought that the Circlet of Nobility was removed from the drop table, but then I guess the W3 Champions map making team can build things however they want. All right, where is that Demon Hunter? Demon Hunter coming across here. There's Claws of Attack +4, and now going to go ahead and aggro these Ogre Magi to try and wake things up. Naga Sea Witch going to try and get some exchanges. There's a Mana Burn and an Immolation. Demon Hunter really dishing out quite a bit of damage as we see a Ring of Protection +4 is now being dropped. Naga Sea Witch will want to pick that up as the Demon Hunter's main damage dealing method is that auto attack. Demon Hunter sitting at level 2, just shy of level 3. Cold arrows putting pressure down onto that Demon Hunter as he tries to get away. Remember, he no longer has a Scroll of Town Portal, so it could have a very, very bad day indeed. Meanwhile, no tech to tier 2 back at home, and we see EleGaNt currently teching to tier 2 at that Tree of Life going to Tree of Ages. Staff of Teleportation quickly allows the archer to retreat all the way back home. You can see a Forest Troll Shadow Priest here, a bit low on hit points, finally finishing off some last remaining units. With that said, a tech to tier 2 nearly done, Hunter's Hall nearly done. We should be looking at some Ancient of Lores. We also see that the Tree of Life has already been placed down and is more than 3/4 of the way done. So EleGaNt having the tech advantage and should have an expansion up soon too will be of great benefit. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter trying to go straight after that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, level 2 Mana Burn, and dishing out the damage there as the units are retreating back. There is that Arcane Vault that I was expecting earlier, as the Footman perhaps going to try to get in front of that Demon Hunter. Not going to be able to do that as the Demon Hunter is no longer retreating away. Arcane Tower is off here as well. Are we going to see some Immolation? Yes, we are. That is going to be some big damage racked up across all of those units as the Naga Sea Witch launches some cold arrows again to try and slow things down. No tech to tier 2. Tech to tier 2 now done. We are getting up an Ancient of Wonders in the front and still don't have any other hero or any other tech building yet. Panda is now finally out here on the battlefield as we see, well, the Demon Hunter and the Naga Sea Witch really dishing it out, going for a battle back and forth. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? I don't believe the Demon Hunter realized how low on hit points he was, and that was just an easy pick-off kill by that Naga Sea Witch. Now this Entangled Gold Mine is going to get delayed even further, and, well, EleGaNt is going to be in trouble. EleGaNt may not be able to set up this expo for quite some time. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch has picked up a Scroll of Healing and is now joining with the rest of his units. All right, remember when I said EleGaNt was going to get the keep economic superiority? No, not the case. SIMMONS shutting down this Tree of Life before it gets up and operational, and now only a tech advantage off of that Tree of Ages with the second hero and now an Ancient of Lore training up. Tech to tier 2 by SIMMONS now finally getting started as well, getting this party started here. We should be looking at perhaps a blacksmith down at home as well. Arcane Sanctum and Rifleman could be the right choice of units. However, there are a lot of Footmen out here on the battlefield, And if that Panda gets to level 3 quickly, you better believe the focus fire of the Brewmaster coupled with, or no, of the archers coupled with the AoE damage of that Brewmaster could, well, blow this game wide open. Naga which is still sitting at level 3, should inch closer to level 4. I believe it should be just a little bit shy. This is a 544 creep camp, so might be able to make it. Meanwhile, off to the north here, we're still looking at defend being researched with additional towers being placed down. All right, Naga which, yep, just a little bit shy. Right there, Scroll of Healing used there, picked up now, and the units will be retreating back. A Scroll of Regeneration would be exactly what the Naga Witch needs, as the Naga Witch does now have invisibility. All right, invisibility on the Naga Witch, not a strategy that I thought she would really be trying to go for. And this was more of a scouting position than anything else. The Naga Witch wanted to move around the map and not get caught, and then perhaps just try and surprise, as the Naga Witch does get level 4 with the help of long distance experience gain. All right, Naga Witch got a Fork Lightning and was able to finish off a couple of Wisps there, down to 10 Wisps, as the Demon Hunter and, well, Dryad force this Naga Witch all the way back home. All right. Clarity Potion already being used. Is he going to use a Scroll of Is she going to use a Scroll of Regeneration soon? Not quite sure. 46 supply compared to 32. EleGaNt could be in a little bit of trouble, as we see a Fork Lightning finish off one archer, pick off arrow on another, and that damage did rack up quickly. Where are the rest of those footmen? That is the question, as the Naga Witch could end up getting taken down. Trying to retreat back here. Where are those footmen? 46 supply, no footmen out here on the battlefield. There they are, and they need to join up quickly with a Breath of Fire and a Demon Hunter Mana Burn, able to finish off that level 4 Naga Witch. It has been an absolute bloodbath here all the way across the board. Brewmaster still has plenty of mana for more Breaths of Fire, and Simmons may be playing close to the vest right now, as he is teching the Griffin Aviaries and getting up to Castle. Resurrecting that Naga Witch does take a bit of time, but will save on gold compared to resurrecting at the tavern. But time is key here, as we're looking at the Panda, who may come across with the Drunken Haze. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? Wow, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. That distance much longer than I had originally anticipated and expected, as the Brewmaster finishes off a Forest Troll Berserker as well. Nearly level 4 on this Brewmaster. Demon Hunter just a few steps behind, as EleGaNt can now easily clear out this Rock Golem creep camp. No, instead you're going to be going after the Murlocs here. All right, so that's a little bit of a dangerous spot to be in. The Demon Hunter was completely surrounded by all of these Murlocs, but because the Murloc Nightcrawlers want to apply poison to multiple units, well, ends up forcing the Nightcrawlers away from that immolation. All right, Panda finishing off some more targets here. Are we going to get Drunken Brawler now? That is the question with that level 4 skill point. Naga Witch. I could have sworn the Naga Witch resurrection was much earlier. What happened? I don't think was it accidentally canceled? Yeah, the Naga Witch. That resurrection should have been happening much earlier, as we are looking at now the Dragonhawk Riders in the sky, waiting to get that additional animal war training to keep these units alive. 18 to 20 damage there. Dragonhawk Riders trying to retreat back, get away, as the Mud Golems are easily going to get taken down. Breath of Fire, not that effective at this creep camp due to the 2 magic immune units. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter is currently invisible. Gonna try to dive on into this position. We can see an Arcane Sanctum being built. Triple Griffin Aviary. And now what are we looking back across here? Tree of Ages going into Tree of Eternity with no Hippogriff Riders. Just more and more Dryads getting trained up. Panda is going to comfortably sit at level 4. May have a very bad day here. Forest Troll Priest about to get taken down. And finally, that one Forest Troll Berserker. Demon Hunter is still out in that front spot. Demon Hunter perhaps waiting to mana burn down this Naga Sea Witch when it's finally resurrected. Meanwhile, the Dragonhawk Riders with their piercing damage trying to stop this entangled gold mine from being able to get back up. Naga Sea Witch out here on the battlefield. Demon Hunter is going to mana burn. Nope, going to go ahead and just Staff of Teleportation down to the south side here. Pick up a Clarity Potion. No Scroll of Regeneration. Circlet of Nobility. And now, well, ready to move on through. All right, so Simmons getting a little bit of a reset as we're now looking at Dragonhawk Riders heading off to the north to perhaps try and put pressure on these Wisps. We may be looking at level 3 Fork Lightning here in just a moment. Going straight after that Gargantuan Sea Turtle. There's that Fork Lightning dealing what I believe 160 damage across multiple units. And then now the Gargantuan Sea Turtle about to be taken out. 64 supply compared to 49. A lot of Dragonhawk Riders are in the air. Animal War training about halfway done. Another additional 100 hit points to try to keep those units alive and well. Naga Sea Witch finishing off this last giant sea turtle, or the last two of the giant sea turtles onto this creep camp. May actually get to level 5 here. Yes, does get to level 5. And with the Robe of Magi, dealing some additional bonus damage while increasing that overall mana capacity. Dragonhawk Riders, mass Dragonhawk Riders have taken to the skies now. Archers could work out well. Dryads also could work out well. Remember, Dryads have a range of 500 compared to, I believe, 300 for these Dragonhawk Riders here. Demon Hunter picking up an Orb of Venom. And the Panda already having level 2 Breath of Fire and also having level 2 Drunken Haze could slow down those units as they are trying to retreat back out. There's a Breath of Fire going through, finishing off some more units. Ring of the Arch Magi, plus 3 to every single stat. Very nice indeed. Alright, let me see if I can fix this. Alright. So for some reason, the overlay does not want to work. Alright, getting back into the game. Demon Hunter does get to level 4 off of a nice peasant kill there. Sorceress slow before the Demon Hunter mana burns. And still, that Sorceress is going to try and retreat back again. Alright, so mass Dragonhawk Riders healing up level 1 weapons and armor upgrades. As more Dragonhawk Riders are getting added in again. On the bottom left, we are looking at Hippogriffs getting added. And Hippogriffs are, well, a good anti-air counter, but the Dragonhawk Riders themselves not too shabby. With Shackle, they may be able to stop the Hippogriff Riders even before they get within that melee range. From there, they're going to be, well, kind of stationary, allowing the Dryads to perhaps pick them off. But as the Dryads are trying to pick them off, the Dragonhawk Riders should be able to, well, perhaps cause a little bit of commotion underway. All right, Dragonhawk Riders 2-1 upgrades have been completed. Let's take a look back down here. Only 2-1 upgrades as the Arcane Sanctum now getting sliced and diced by that Demon Hunter again. Hippogriffs trying to keep sight onto the high ground here. Dragonhawk Rider still wandering around back and forth. Demon Hunter able to Staff of Teleportation as the Naga Sea Witch needs to get a little bit away. Plus 14 damage, but still, well, taking those mana burns is going to hurt the overall effectiveness of that Naga Sea Witch, who wants to try and use Fork Lightning to get some easy damage across those Hippogriffs. Dragonhawk Riders, well, finding ways to perhaps pick off Wisps all across the map. You can see that the Wisps are now purposely spread apart in areas where the Hippogriff can provide a little bit of sight, and those ground units, those Dryads, are able to surround again. Still, heavy harassment by Simmons once more. More repairs getting underway. Dragonhawk Riders now being forced back again as the Brewmaster, well, just shy of level 5. New Expo off to the north here. No Town Hall yet, but triple guard towers are ready as Simmons is a bit low on lumber. All right, do we see the advanced lumber upgrade? I thought we did. Come on. Yep. All right, so yes, advanced lumber upgrade. allowing them to pick up more and now perhaps try and build a town hall here. No, more guard towers. So massive towers all across the map. And with that, the breath of fire just becomes even that much more powerful, as that breath of fire will be able to blow over these towers pretty quickly, as long as the arcane tower does not, well, find its way to target that panda early on. Level 3 breath of fire, that cone, we've seen how effective it is in terms of range on tightly grouped units. And well, and when they're stationary, those towers do get knocked over quickly. Naga Sea Witch once more teleporting all the way back here again. It is solo Naga Sea Witch going up against, well, Panda and Demon Hunter, who are still not yet at level 5, even though we're nearly 20 minutes into this game. Only a handful of creep camps left. I believe only one left right off over here, as the Goblin Tinker is now being added in as the third and final hero. All right, Dragonhawk Riders trying to poke apart this Entangled Goldmine. Entangled Goldmine taking quite a bit of damage, but just constantly getting repaired again as the Brewmaster shows up to try and get in another breath of fire. Demon Hunter finding this last bit of creeps out on the map, going to finish off the Null Poachers, get a little bit more experience, as the Naga Sea Witch here has constantly been using that invisibility potion to perhaps try and pick off more and more of those wisps. Remember, EleGaNt is running off on 2 bases, but only has 14 harvesters overall, and I don't believe there's a Goblin Shredder anywhere, because I don't think there's a Goblin Laboratory on Echo Isle 2.2, or there is no Goblin Laboratory on 2.2. With that, with only 4 workers, we might see EleGaNt start to become a little bit, lumber strapped again. All right, Dragonhawk Riders, 3-2 upgrades. You're going to go ahead and get in a couple of shackles and trying to pick things off here. Are we going to see more shackles? Yes, we are. And with that, Demon Hunter now trying to join in on the battle. Mana burn right there. Shackle is going to be able to take down many of these units as they are trying to make their way back over. And so many hippogriffs have been taken out of the sky. All right, we are seeing a Staff of Teleportation. Yes, we are. The units are still trying to join in on the battle. Panda does get up to level 5 during all of the commotion, though, as there are still 2 Dragonhawk Riders going up against these units again. All right, are we going to see a couple of shackles? Yes, we are. There's more shackles going across, just straight up fighting again, as a couple more units are getting lost. This Dragonhawk Rider looks like it could get taken down, but no, outside of range still, as another Hippogriff pokes apart. 68 supply compared to 62. The Hippogriffs and the Demon Hunter getting up, the Panda getting up to 5, absolutely clutch. But now we see the Naga Sea Witch, who is sitting at level 6 with Tornado. The tornado of the Naga Sea Witch could deal large amounts of damage. Meanwhile, more hippogriffs were getting taken down as the units are looking to retreat back here to the northern position. That is a lot of guard towers to try and protect this northern spot. We could even look at additional masonry upgrades, as we already have masonry upgrade level 1. One of the benefits of masonry upgrade is that because the overall hit points are higher, it actually causes the peasants to repair them at a faster rate per hit point. If you guys did not know that, upgrading the overall hit points not only reduces the amount of damage it takes, because of that higher hit point capacity, it actually ends up regenerating at a higher hit point value. And that's one of the things that made a tower so powerful for human players in the past, when they got an additional 100 hit points per level. There goes a breath of fire, nearly finishing off all of these peasants here. Panda just going to stay back here. There's a little bit of damage. There's a drunken haze. Are we going to see a breath of fire? There is a tornado coming across, and is it going to pick up any additional units? Yes, it does. Demon Hunter now put back out onto the ground. There's some, stun from the Goblin Tinker's rockets there, as we see another breath of fire blow on through, trying to find position again. Naga Sea Witch with that tornado trying to pick up additional units, and Dryads actually affected by that ultimate ability there. Hippogriffs trying to retreat back here. Got to be very careful, though, as the Hippogriffs are melee range, and they do not want to get within range of all of those piercing towers. A little bit of stuns coming down, as well as all those units are able to retreat back. Simmons sitting at 1,800 gold and also 72 supply up against EleGaNt's 70 supply and, well, 400 gold in the bank. Main gold mines are nearly mined out off to the north here. Yeah, another 15 seconds or so. Expos have about 5 minutes or 12 minutes of mining, as EleGaNt is in an okay spot but has to worry about, well, running out of gold at that gold mine in the bottom left. The addition of this, well, of all of these, or this gold mine here off to the north, an odd number of gold mines, making it a pivotal point to try and fight around. All right. No Staff of Sanctuary, oddly enough, on the Naga Sea Witch, but in the same breath, in the same way, remember, there's only one hero for Simmons, so trying to use multiple staff or use Staff of Sanctuary means that a lot of these other items would be gone as well. Meanwhile, we're looking at a Staff of Preservation, bringing back the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter going to be able to get some big damage across all of these units here, perhaps focusing down a low hit point. Dragonhawk Rider, one more shot. No, not going to be able to do it. Orb of Venom gets that with near death range. All right, more Hippogriffs. Going to go ahead and try and pick apart. There's a quick stun right there. Hippogriffs able to get in a couple of easy shots there, as the Hippogriffs do deal north of 80 damage per attack there. Not fully upgraded, but that roar does add a big damage bonus, plus 15 damage with a fast melee attack. Heading back across the Hippogriffs, trying to find a way to be useful. And this is the downside of Hippogriffs. If you have Hippogriffs against Dragonhawk Riders, once the Dragonhawk Riders are taken care of, you don't have an army to try and fight back again. Scroll of Regeneration continuing to heal. Naga Sea Witch still has plenty of mana. Perhaps going to try and use Tornado to finish off some of these buildings again. Demon Hunter with Orb of Venom plus 11 damage. Panda anti-magic potion. There goes a big breath of fire across those units again. Perhaps eventually you're going to be able to blow over more of these arcane towers. All right, Panda waiting for that breath of fire cooldown to complete. And here we are. Here we go. There's another breath of fire and more damage getting added in once more. 74 supply. Demon Hunter now in that frontline spot, perhaps going to try and take down this scout tower. How much slow is there? There's that Staff of Preservation. Breath of Fire does blow over one guard tower, as it's quickly going to be replaced once more. Naga Sea Witch going after, placing down some cold arrows here. Are we going to see some rejuvenations, perhaps trying to go after these units again? What the heck happened here? Yeah. Ooh. All right. Yep, that is a lot of towers. All right, so Simmons just using this strategy over and over again will put pressure on these Moonwells and perhaps just fight battles where his opponent is not. Simmons knows that he has the major economic advantage. He's going to have gold longer than his opponent. After that gold mine to the bottom left is finally mined out, he currently has a slight gold advantage, but he hasn't figured out a way to finally close the door yet. The question is going to be, if the Demon Hunter can get to level 5 or the Panda can get to level 6, will that be enough? You see Orb of Venom getting added on to that Brewmaster as well, and the Goblin Tinker may try and add an Orb of Venom too. When all three heroes have the ability to attack air, well, those Dragonhawk Riders are not going to be nearly as effective. Meanwhile, we're looking at 80 over 100 supply here. Plenty of ways to gather more lumber, as we are going into flying machines with flak cannons. Those flak cannons do deal AoE damage, and that may be exactly what Simmons is going for. But without any of the weapon or armor upgrades, it still does seem a bit questionable when you already have so many Dragonhawk Riders in the air. All right, 78 over 80 supply, 80 over 100. Naga Sea Witch just lining up in front, getting into harm's way. Invisibility still has a good good bit here. This level 7 Naga Sea Witch only has 850 hit points, so could get bursted down quickly with Breath of Fire, Demon Hunter, Mana Burn, and, well, a little bit of Chase. All right, up to 1,600 gold. Massive number of guard towers, no glaive throwers at all. There is a quick reveal. Is he okay? Who revealed? Okay, I must. All right. So there's the reveal right there. It must have been from an arcane tower casting that reveal as we're going into, well, we were in low up or high upkeep for just a second. A bit more gold still being mined from these gold mines. This last gold mine will finally run out of gold. Gold mine on the bottom left still has 7 minutes of mining. Gold mine off to the north has 10 minutes of mining left. So 3 additional minutes of Simmons mining on top of the gold advantage he already has now. All right, little bit of an engagement. There's a tornado quickly trying to take down this tree of life. That tornado does do a lot of siege or a lot of damage to buildings, and it will get taken down in pretty much no time flat. A couple of wisps now trying to make their way through. The tornado can switch targets, and you can see suddenly all of these buildings are suffering so much damage. We saw a couple of stuns there as the shackles were trying to go down to try and stop all of that melee damage, and there is that retreat. All right, Tornado really dishing out a lot more damage than I would have naturally expected. No Scroll of Regeneration here. A couple of Priests are back here to try and heal up these units as the Naga Sea Witch going to pick up another Scroll of Town Portal perhaps and try and rinse and repeat this strategy. All right, multiple invisibilities being cast by that sorceress as well as the Naga Sea Witch now making its way across. The Tree of Eternity, the long, slow trek down to the south side here. We look at a couple of reveals, again, keeping track of where that panda is. 3-1 upgrades on the hippogriffs. Don't see the armor upgrades overlays not quite working as it should, as it's been reset a couple of times. 76 over 80 supply going up against 80 over 100. And we're going to be looking at an engagement here. All right, Demon Hunter trying to go up across all of these units. Staff of Teleportation inbound. Goblin Tinker wants to try to lob a couple of attacks, a couple of slow poisons as one Dragonhawk Rider, 2 Dragonhawk Riders could have been finished off. And wow, one more spear would have been enough as the Naga Sea Witch now makes her way down. Naga Sea Witch perhaps going to try and finish off these buildings down to the south here. Perhaps take down some of these Moonwells. Moonwells still represent hit points out on the battlefield as this game goes on. Meanwhile, more healing is going to be needed. Flying machines, while getting back up to 80 over 100 as a couple of low hit point units. Priest, for some reason, not healing up these units here as the Naga Sea Witch getting a little bit of slow poison from those Dryads, and Venom from that Demon Hunter having a difficult time trying to retreat and run back home. All right. Sorceress casts an invisibility. Cloak of Shadows being left behind here. Naga Sea Witch trying to double back around. There's that Sorceress getting mana burn down to 159 mana. Going to end up getting finished off here. Picked off as the Demon Hunter still stays at level 4. Simmons is just trying to find a way to close out this game EleGaNt is trying to play an EleGaNt game here and make it difficult. Are we going to see some tornado? Yeah, there's that tornado. There goes one building. More buildings are going to get taken down. Multiple Moonwells lost right here. And now this Tree of Eternity suffering quite a bit of damage, down to 800, 600, 500, 400. Oh, there's a tornado pickup down to 124, and it looks as though, yes, that will end up getting taken down. Tree of Eternity lost as tornado working its magic, dealing quite a bit of damage. All right, Naga Sea Witch able to Staff of Teleportation back home, and now is it going to try and heal back up with the help of this priest? All right, no more mining possible. No Tree of Life being placed down here, and he will be revealed soon. That Naga Sea Witch damage against buildings cannot be ignored, even though it does have a very long cooldown. Because of those constant invisibilities, the Naga Sea Witch always seems to be able to find a way to line herself up in position to really to take down buildings quickly, effectively, and then retreat back home. All right, a new Tree of Life being placed down to try and get the last 3,600 gold out of that gold mine. Multiple reveals pretty much allowing Simmons to know exactly what is happening everywhere around the map as the Naga Sea Witch now makes her way down here, perhaps to finish off these Ancients of Wind or to force a cancellation on this Tree of Life. Either way, damage will be done. Constant harassment. All right, there goes another unit there. Goblin Tinker perhaps going to try and fire off a lob. You can see the Goblin Tinker can easily use those rockets to try and get a stun in. And once the stun is down, well, it stops that channeling ability quite easily. All right. Are we going to see? Well, there's a Fork Lightning there. There's a little bit of Tornado. There's going to be that stun to stop that ability. Now, as the Naga Sea Witch going to just go ahead and teleport back home, waiting a couple of seconds for that Tornado cooldown to reset. 3-3 upgrades there. 1-0 upgrades now on those flying machines. They're going to take to the skies and perhaps try and blow everything over. Panda, well, with Breath of Fire, maybe if the Goblin Tinker can get level 2 rockets, a very well-placed Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze Breath of Fire, rockets could blow a lot of those units out of the sky, but is it enough? There's just such a large army of air units that can just simply own the skies here. We're going to get an anticlimactic ending. That is the question. Big battle maybe coming up here in just a moment. Units trying to get in a position, trying to line things up. A couple of hippogriffs right there. There's a Fork Lightning, and Naga Sea Witch now trying to retreat back there, getting some easy damage. Meanwhile, more units are trying to make their way over, and here we are, flying machines. Flying machines do have the Bombard upgrade, and finally going to be able to put pressure down across all of these units as well. There goes another mana burn onto the Naga Sea Witch. Goblin Tinker falls at level 2, and now there's a Roar followed by a Tornado. What can really be done here, as the hippogriffs are actually slow to trying to get into position. Flying machines able to just lob back attacks quickly, as the Naga Sea Witch down to 353 hit points, finally using a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away, but that would have just pulled him out of the fight with a huge, well, advantage. All right, I guess spinning Bones of Death here. Yeah, never seen that happen at the very end, but a great game between these two players, a little bit prolonged towards the end, as I believe we all saw Simmons well, if you did somehow end up losing this game, had thrown it away. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Here are the final scores.